right, is this thing working? We're about to get started. So if you guys have seats that are available next to you, raise your hand or scooch over. So we have 2 seats right here in the front. So if someone wants to come sit there, we're gonna scooch in. We're gonna invite everyone in that's standing out there that might want to see. Nicole, do you want to see? No, nobody, everyone wants to stand. Okay, thank you. I'll see if folks want to scooch in, and if not, y'all got some extra space. We'll get started in a minute.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Wow, it is really great to see this packed house here today. One more time, can we raise hands if we have an open seat beside us? Okay, so for those without a seat yet, we do have a few spots if you want to make your way in. Raise those hands nice and high. Okay, thank you. Well, good afternoon again. Welcome to our Canine Companions North Central Region graduation and matriculation ceremony. My name is Emily Bell, Executive Director of our region, and we are so thrilled that each of you are here with us today. Graduates, we are excited to recognize you and the hard work that you and your new service and facility dogs have put in over these past 2 weeks. You are the reason that our staff, our volunteers, our donors, and other advocates do what we do. It has been such a pleasure getting to know you and watching your journeys with your new canine partners. We can't wait to see how far you go together. Today's graduation ceremony, and every graduation, is the start of an exciting new beginning for our clients. This time, we are recognizing 12 new graduate teams here in our region. Across the country today, we have 68 new teams graduating across all 6 of our training centers, which brings our total number of partnerships since our founding 50 years ago to about 8,200. Last month, April, was National Volunteer Appreciation Month, and we reflect on the immeasurable ways that our volunteers impact our work. We honor our dedicated puppy raisers and welcome 216 puppies nationwide to our training centers to start their professional training. Across the country, we have a total of 1,187 volunteer puppy raisers, and we are so grateful to each of you. Notably, our therapy dog volunteers have also grown to 412 strong across the country. Canine Companions was founded 50 years ago in 1975, creating the concept of the modern service dog. That means we are celebrating a historic milestone this year, that 50-year anniversary. As the oldest and largest service dog organization in the country, we have dedicated these last 50 years to helping empower our clients to lead lives with greater independence and matching our highest quality service dogs at no cost to our clients. Over these next 50 years, we're going to continue to do the same, and we believe that the best is yet to come. We encourage you to celebrate with us throughout our 50th year. And you can learn more about all of the upcoming events that Canine Companions has in store by simply visiting our website at canine.org/50th anniversary. We have a short video to share with you all that recognizes that 50-year history. So we'll play that for you now. Enjoy.
It all started with a groundbreaking mission. Canine Companions made history in 1975 by creating the concept of the modern service dog. Carrie Nouse became the first person with a disability to graduate with service dog Abdul. Their journey as a team was just the beginning of what has since evolved into a global industry. 50 years later, and the mission of Canine Companions remains the same: to empower people with disabilities to live with greater independence.
When I started with my first dog in the program, the organization was very small, and it has just exploded with the number of people that they've been able to provide these exceptional dogs to.
More than 8,200 people to be exact. Canine Companions is now a national organization, but that wasn't always the case. It all started in a tiny facility in Santa Rosa, California.
It was the old custom glass building on Sebastopol Road where they sort of really started. Every time it rained, the fire department would come in and say, "You gotta get out. The roof may cave in," because it was a flat roof. Well, we got Jean Schultz on board. That was the start of really CCI when she came on board, because she donated 11 acres here, which is where we are now.
The barns, the pig barns, the farmhouses, one-room offices, all of those were really exciting times.
In 1988, the Labrador Golden Retriever Cross became the primary breed of Canine Companions. Before that,
We had every type of dog. We had smooth collies, we had poodles, corgis, Welsh corgis, and we even had a cardigan Welsh corgi.
as the organization continued to grow, so did the ability to make more types of placements. Canine Companions expanded the program in 1978 to place service dogs with people who were deaf or hard of hearing. In 2007, the Veterans Initiative was born, providing life-changing service dogs to injured U.S. war veterans.
Over the years, I've seen Canine Companions grow in many different avenues, from the initiation of our Veterans Dog program to the study that we did with the VA, being involved with that. Seeing the hearing dog and starting a hearing dog in the Southeast region was another milestone as well, and opening up that program to the East Coast.
Of course, a growing program meant a growing need for support. That's where the community came in. Alice has been volunteering with Canine Companions for over 30 years. She still remembers her first campus tour.
They had all the young dogs in training down below, and they were up on a balcony, and they just showered yellow tennis balls down on them, and they just sat there. They didn't move at all. They just, balls were bouncing all around them. They were trained not to react. I was just amazed, and I said, where do I go to volunteer?
It's taken a team to make 50 years of independence possible. As we look toward the future of Canine Companions, who knows where we'll be in the next 50 years.
In the next 50 years, I hope that Canine Companions opens a campus on Mars.
These 50 years has been remarkable. We are full steam ahead, and we're only going to grow from there. We have donors, we have volunteers, we have graduates and puppy raisers that support this mission to their core, and we're only going to grow and get better, and I can't wait for what the future holds over the next 50 years, knowing that there are so many people out there in our communities that need our services.
Pretty powerful stuff, right? Again, none of this would be possible without our donors, volunteers, dedicated staff, many of whom are with us in the room today. Thank you for your support. I'd like to take a moment to draw your attention to our Empower Independent Society listing inside of our graduate program. This special society was established to recognize the generosity of our annual leadership donors whose contributions help support our life-changing mission. Finally, once a year, I have the distinct honor of recognizing our National Board of Directors Regional Volunteer Award winner. Would Jules Rudiger please join me on stage? Jules is a 3-time puppy raiser to date, and a volunteer in our Heartland chapter in the greater Kansas City area. Jules was nominated by many members of the Heartland chapter for her leadership in the Culver's Restaurant Make Your Meal Matter fundraiser. This fundraiser was established in 2023 after Jules had really a chance encounter with the president of MPH Dining, which operates 15 different Culver's restaurants in Kansas City and Missouri. In 2024, the fundraiser grew to 21 different Culver's locations and raised over $50,000 to support Canine Companions. Jules partnered with staff to communicate and plan alongside the Culver's team, and organized volunteer and client presence at the 21 different locations. This year, the team is setting their sights even higher with their fundraiser, and we can't wait to see what you all accomplish. Thank you, Jules, for your dedication and your passion to Canine Companions. Another congratulations for Jules. Okay. To wrap us up, our region is big, 14 states. While our staff wish we could frequently be in each of these states, we know we can. Yet from end to end, top to bottom, important work is happening to move our organization forward, thanks to all of these dedicated volunteers. I want to share a final special thank you to our team training lunch volunteers and donors who are also listed in our program, and an additional special thanks to our friends at Edison Brewing and The Peak for hosting our matriculation event earlier this morning. If you're inspired by what you witnessed here today and you want to get further involved, please see me, please see another member of our team, and we'd be happy to talk further. Thank you again to each of you. I now have the pleasure of introducing Suzanne Slicklin, Puppy Program Manager, who will begin the recognition of our matriculating dogs and puppy raisers. Thank you.
There's some sign language going on in the back here, and I'm not picking up on it. Okay, that's fine. Sorry. All right, well, thank you. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm Suzanne Slicklin, the Puppy Program Manager. Welcome. Today, I'd like to introduce our matriculating class of May 2025. But before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about them. So today, you will not be learning about cooperative care or how to teach a puppy how to walk nicely on a leash. In our honor of world-renowned author Laura Numroff, who's written lots of books, including If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, we'll be presenting our charms shortly, but I decided in honor of her, I was going to delve into haikus. I don't do poems, so bear with me, okay? A haiku is a short form of Japanese poetry, 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, and 5 in the third. Haikus are known for their ability to paint a vivid picture in just a few words. Because puppy raising takes us back to basics, the depth of big brown eyes that pierce your soul, the vibration of your eardrum when a puppy is not happy about being put in their crate, the wafting, earthy smell of an accident. Puppy raising is joy and the slightly sour smell of puppy breath, soft fur on your skin, and warm snuggles. It is a feeling of tears on your cheek of happiness, sometimes sadness, but mostly the stretch of your cheeks as you laugh at puppy antics, the creaking of your knees as you realize sitting on the floor is getting harder as you reach 50. Happy anniversary, Canine Companions. It is the relaxing of your breath, the flash of a memory as you hand the leash over to the trainer. Puppy raising is more than an act or a job, but a drumming in your soul that we all deserve happiness, unconditional love, and the power of independence. So, here we go, the puppy raising haikus. Haiku 1, curiosity. Curiosity. Oh, what sweet brown eyes you have, my heart calls to thee. There's nothing like the sweet curiosity of a puppy, but it is the curiosity of an individual interested in giving back to their community, the love of a dog, and the strength of giving independence to another. Haiku 2. How can you do this? The creature on your shoulder, 'tis bigger than me. Joker's not really like that, he's a good boy. The naysayers question your resolve. Every puppy raiser in this room has had to grapple with the question, how can you give them back? For each individual, this is a personal decision that they have deemed bigger than themselves, so here they are, putting their heart on their line. Haiku 3. You sing us your song, deep down in my bones, I feel a secret so sweet. Now, once the puppy is in your home, you do wonder, what have I gotten myself into? But there is a reason puppies have these cute big brown eyes to draw you in. You remember your mission. Haiku 4. The places you go, not just a walk in the park, one step at a time. Socialization is a key component to puppy raising, exposing the puppy to all sorts of life events and situations. It isn't about quantity, it's about quality. This time spent will always be remembered by their raisers. The soft touch of a puppy packs a powerful punch. Haiku number 5. Corduroy you wear, future farmers united, together we shine. Regardless whether a dog graduates or not, all the dogs in this room tattoo a permanent memory in all they interact with. We are all more alike than we are different, and every person and animal matters. Haiku number 6. It is not easy. Let me catch that bird in flight. Progress report I write. That one is slightly off on the haiku way, but it's accurate. Puppy raising isn't always rainbows and unicorns, but puppy raising teaches us is to keep working keep working with the dog at the end of your leash. Look for the small successes and celebrate those. Life is a journey, celebrate the wins. Haiku number 7. You like how I sit? Cooperative care is key, still is not my foot. Patience for puppy raising is key. There are lots of skills needed to learn by both the puppy raiser and the puppy. For each puppy is different, and we love each and every puppy at the end of our leash. Haiku number 8. Yellow like a bee, a piece of your heart in me, for you I burn bright. As we look to the future, turning stings no matter how many puppies you have raised. But knowing the Canine Companions' mission and embracing your core values, the sky is the limit as we hope to see them in blue. Haiku number 9. Someone is waiting, the miracle is here. Remember the joy. Thank you, puppy raisers, for your time, effort, and mostly your emotion. Puppy raising isn't for the faint of heart, and your impact is valued and cherished by all that you work with and all that you meet. You accomplished your mission. All that is left is joy. Thank you. All right. So now I would like to introduce Laura Newbroff. Come on up. Laura is going to be passing out our charms. I have to give a shout out to Pat Long-Sims over here. Look familiar. She made this for me, and it turned into the perfect charm box. So just all right, we'll have to stay right in the middle there. All right, puppy raisers over here. You guys in the first row, line up, bring your cards with you. I will introduce you, walk across to Laura, and then around the bend. All right, Joyce, come on up. Yep, we're ready. All right, I would like to first recognize Gordon and Joyce Spainhauer from Columbia, Missouri, who raised Steele the Fourth. Yay! I'd like to recognize Pam Dallas, who raised Waffle the Third from Whitestown, Indiana, who has raised 30 dogs, but unfortunately she couldn't be here today. Well, she's on 32 now. He's 31, or she's 31. Anyway, this is Brant Carter presenting for Pam. I'd now like to recognize Sharon Fisher, Marty Letourneau, and Chris Imes, who raised Wild II from Lenexa, Kansas, and to make it easy, Kansas and Ohio for Westerville. Go team! Working together. I'd like to recognize Ed and Lisa Venadia, who raised Jason the Seventh from Medina, Ohio. Northern Ohio. I'd like to recognize Philip and Elizabeth Bowden, who raised Hyacinth III, aka Fancy Feet, from Westerville, Ohio. I did ask our breeding department if we could have more of these, and it happened. Not because of me. Genetics. I'd like to introduce Dave and Bev Stockwell from here in Columbus, Ohio, who raised Helix the Fifth. Yay. I'd like to recognize Amelia, Wesley, Whitney, and Chris Marshall from here in Columbus, Ohio, who raised Ernie the Sixth. Yay! I'd like to recognize first-time puppy raisers Lauren and Liza Schaefer, who raised Cody the Sixth from Glenshaw, Pennsylvania. I'd like to recognize Jessica and Ella Skinner, who raised Denmark, who raised Denmark II from Newburgh, Indiana. Could be I'd like to recognize Christine Hammer, who raised Fenmore II from Sterling, Illinois. I'd like to recognize Crystal, Olivia, and Madison Berman, who raised Gemini VI from here in New Albany. Yay! I'd like to recognize Fran and Peter Velasquez, who raised Babe the Third from Glen Ellen, Illinois, but unfortunately they couldn't be here, so our very own Suzanne Troit from West Chicago, Illinois. I'm going, oh my God, do I remember? Oh my gosh. Babe, presenting Babe. See, I got myself all off, so thank you. I was gonna say, Beth Phelan, who again has Joker, who's very nice and loves the puppy. Raised Jamie II from Rockford, Illinois. I'd like to recognize McKendry and Casey Plummer, who raised Tara VI from Cedarville, Tennessee, by way of Iowa. So they are now going to raise for Southeast. Yay! I'd like to recognize longtime puppy raisers Nanette and Jeff Kinney, who raised Dashie from Fishers, Indiana. I'd like to recognize Margie and Guy Bench, who raised Ginny V from Eden, Ohio. I'd like to recognize Teresa, Brad, and Kelly Baisden, who raised Wabash University is a donor name from Bray Carter from Lafayette, Indiana, so thank you. I'd like to recognize Dan Vinay, who raised Garrett the 7th from Chesterton, Indiana. Top dog. Top dog. I'd like to give a big shout out here, you're getting it. Because this is Katrina Rakusin, who's have a major quadruple threat, who has a happy birthday. Congratulations on graduating from college. Congratulations for having a graduate. And congratulations for turning in puppy Halima for the Northeast region, who came for Twix, but Halima's now turning in Northeast. So thank you for everything. I would like to recognize Lily Swanson from the Western PA puppy class leader, also her 4th puppy, Aurora the 6th, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with a little shout out to Donna DeVere from Missouri, who helped start Miss Aurora, so thank you. My basket weaver from Plainville, Illinois, Pat Long Sims, who raised Tim the 6th. Yay! Sylvia Payne, our world traveler, who raised Jubilee the 6th from Indianapolis, Indiana. So thank you. I'd like to recognize Casey and Colin Riley, who raised Whitby from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and then from Texas, originally Texas. So thanks for coming up here. I'd like to recognize Ashley Ballard, who raised Puppy Sly, who's a donor named from the Trucos, aka Snooty Fox, here from Columbus, Ohio. Yay. I'd like to recognize Emma McClellan from Columbia, Missouri, who raised Cranston the 2nd. Yay, Mr. Cranston. I'd like to recognize Stephanie, Jason, and Julian Boyer, who raised Mayor the 2nd from Zionsville, Indiana. Thank you, guys. So I'd like to recognize Carolyn Rock, who raised Poppy the 9th from Sewickley, Pennsylvania, and she says that Poppy is her last puppy. Carolyn has said that about her last 3 puppies. And Carolyn is currently helping us with one of our prison puppies, so she can't get out of it just yet. I'd like to recognize Kim and Chris Bodeker, who raised Aussie the 4th from Thornville, Ohio. And for those of you guys who don't know, Kim is our progress report lady. She's my help. Thank you. Woohoo! What? I'd like to recognize Catherine and Scott Rupp, who raised Arrow the 6th from Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. I'd like to also recognize Diane and John Bidekoffer from Huntington, Pennsylvania, who raised a female named Launcher, who's also a donor named puppy. I'd like to recognize Ashley Summers, who raised Figaro the 4th from Greenwood, Indiana, also a facility dog handler. recognize Karen Cook, who raised Leonard the Fourth, sixth, going up, from Holland, Michigan. Yay! I'd like to recognize Cindy Hayes from Crystal Lake, Illinois and Michigan for raising puppy Kirby. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize Beth Schroeder, who raised Kerr, aka Kermit, from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Thank you, Laura. You can stand here with me. Thank you. Got a couple more things before we go to the puppy picture presentation. I'd like to recognize Ashton Roberts, our puppy program, and Melissa Paul, our puppy program team from Southeast, who raised Puppy Pepsi. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here today. And I'd also like to recognize Julie and Bob Montgomery, who raised Dublin the Sixth from Wilmette, Illinois. And we want to thank them also for puppy raising. I think Dublin went into heat, so she had to come in a little early, and they just got back out on the road. And just about coincidences and stuff, real quick, we have Christine McHenry, who's a sister of Catherine Rupp, and today they are also celebrating for the first time together over 19 puppies being in the same room, with one turning in and one graduating. So big round of applause for them also. And now you guys get to sit back and enjoy the puppy picture presentation. So in order for us to get to this point, we need dogs to be in our breeding program. So in a second, you guys will sit back and watch the picture presentation for the dogs that have been selected into our breeding program and our future excitement to see what those puppies will bring to us. I'd like to recognize Kim Esteron from here in the North Central region. She moved to Arizona, but she raised puppy Sarabi, who was selected to the breeding program. And we'd like to recognize Paula Barrett, who raised Crunch. Everyone's moving. She moved to Maine, but we love her and she's still raising, so all's good for everyone, yay. But she raised puppy Crunch, but it's if it wasn't for our breeding colony of dogs, we wouldn't have the wonderful dogs that are here in our room, in this room today, and the care of our veterinarians for, trying the best that they can with genetics to produce wonderful temperament dogs, because all of our dogs are incredibly amazing dogs, and it's a testament to all the time and energy that has been put into breeding our dogs and, the raising and care all the way from before they're born all the way up until they retire and move on. So we are thankful for every step of the way. So everyone sit back, enjoy the breeder caretaker celebration, and we'll all look for the wonderful cute names of puppies to soon to come. Thank you.
I'll just stand on my tiptoes. I'll leave this for you, Chris. It is my pleasure to introduce Chris Bodeker, Canine Companions multi-time puppy raiser and veteran. Chris served in the Air Force from 1983 to 1998, and he's here to present the challenge coins for us today.
like to acknowledge all of those who served. So if you served, please stand up, raise your hand, signal to us. So all veterans, please stand. Thank you for your service. And then finally, I'm up here to present the challenge coins. Now, it's part of our military history and heritage. Most units have a coin that has their insignia. It may recognize a special event, a special accomplishment. They're held very near and dear to the hearts of those who served in those units. Now, the challenge part comes in if you know that somebody's been in a unit, you can challenge them, and if they don't have their coin, well, then they owe you a robbery breaks. So Canine Companions will probably keep them on the friendly side, not the not so friendly side, but you can choose however you like. So it is a very special coin this year. Some of you that are graduates or puppy raisers, you may have gotten one in the past. This is a new one that commemorates the 50th anniversary. So for all those graduates and puppy raisers, if you're a veteran, please come up, or I can take you on, but please come up and get your 50th anniversary special one. Anyone? No graduates? Puppy raisers? Okay, well, again, for everyone in the room, thank you for your service, and thanks everyone for, it's just amazing to see this packed house. I was part of Canine Companions for 25 years, and it's amazing what's happening over Central. Thank you very much.
Hello there, my name is Devin Ortiz. I am the training manager here at the North Central region. So I am up here to celebrate a big win for our training team. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our training program, and then I'm going to invite a special guest up here. So for those who don't know, to become a trainer here and an instructor at Canine Companions, it is a lot of time, effort, energy that goes into it. It takes a lot of dedication. We have an apprenticeship that takes about 3.5 to 4 years, of time to work through. During that time, we have apprentice instructors, enhancing their skills at dog training, teaching more through training classes, and just getting familiar with how we teach our clients, what's the best practices. They're also kind of just learning the ins and outs of all of our programs and how we assist puppy raisers, graduates, or just really just training in general. So there's a lot of time and energy that goes into that. So what I would like to do today is invite Zach Fry up to the stage. So we are here today to congratulate Zach Fry, our newest Canine Companions instructor. So add a little bit of backstory for Zach. So he originally joined Canine Companions in August of 2016 as a kennel technician. So he's stuck with us as a kennel technician for a number of years, advanced to Kennel Tech 2. In 2019 is when he became a Kennel Tech 2. In 2021, he became an instructor assistant, where he kind of started his journey on the training side of the house. So kind of adding up all of the years, Zach has almost been working with us for about 9 years. 4 of those years spent developing his skills as a dog trainer to become an instructor. So the level of dedication and effort that Zach has displayed over the 9 years he's been here, we get to celebrate that today. So we're really happy with that. Zach, just in general, it's very clear that you value the relationships that you have formed over the years. The relationship that you have with your dogs, how you take that relationship and nurture that with the puppy raisers and kind of share that joint experience with them and then transfer that on to the clients. The way that you celebrate community is a very big asset here. We love to have that as a part of the training team. Again, you've shown commitment to yourself and sticking around, putting in all of the effort to make it through the apprenticeship. You've shown dedication to the mission, driving that forward, making placements, teaching this class. You have a lot to be proud of. That being said, this is just the next step in your journey. So now that you're an instructor, there's a lot more that you get to do. So you'll get to continue to innovate, continue to evolve, continue to overcome the obstacles when it comes to dog training and making placements. But it's also important that we want you to take this time to celebrate yourself, recognize the achievement that you have made, and to sort of recognize that achievement, I'm going to hand to you the Canine Companions instructor kit. Zach, again, thank you so much for all of your hard work. This is well-deserved, well-earned. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to save the best for last. We're going to celebrate our teams that just came through this class. One thing that's not always considered when working with the dogs is that it's not just getting a buddy to assist with the day-to-day life. It's also the gift of receiving a living being that will teach you something about yourself. Even after training many different dogs over the years and living with them as companions, I have learned something new from each of them. Every dog sees the world differently, learns differently, acts uniquely in different situations, and challenges us to figure out how to guide the dog to success. This group of dogs is no different in that they have likely given their partners the opportunity for growth over the last few weeks. They have built confidence at points in time and challenged them to make them figure out how to keep the dog successful. This will likely occur time and again over the lifetime of the relationship. The good thing about the challenges and successes is that if we choose, these challenges could make us a better person. We will be able to observe the world from a different perspective, and we'll be able to use these observations to set our teams up for success. We have the honor of working with 12 new students over this last month. They came with great attitudes and willingness to work with us to create a partnership with their new service dogs. Since we have had so many great personalities in this group, we decided to give everyone a superlative. We will share this with each introduction. Colleen was trying to set me up to say it wrong, so I had to think about it for a minute. All right, I'll have Teddy and Betsy join me up here. Teddy attended class with his parents, Alyssa and Marcus from Ohio, and Teddy and his family's superlative is the ability to give the best nickname. They have nicknamed their dog Atlanta Georgia Butter. The butter nickname describes how Atlanta melts like butter. Teddy's been attentive in class and very alert to what is going on in his environment. He takes his knowledge and processes it and puts it into practice very well. He's also a very active person, using his scooter and bikes around campus and heading to the playground to enjoy the outdoors when it's not raining. Right? Yeah, His dog is the opposite. He's the yin to the yang. Atlanta's a laid-back fellow that enjoys lounging and taking naps. With the right amount of motivation, he's ready to work, but definitely knows how to chill. Betsy from Ohio has been puppy raising for many years and made the raising of a puppy of her lifestyle. She's volunteered in a variety of ways, donated supplies, made Poochie pads, and is so much appreciated for all she's done. Atlanta is the 24th puppy that she has raised, and she will now be presenting him to Teddy. All right, Roxanne, we'll have you come on up. Roxanne attended her class with her parents Sergio and Jennifer and sister Selena from Indiana. Roxanne is most likely to have the fittest dog. During breaks, it was not uncommon for us to see her dad running about with Heinz, burning off some steam with Roxanne on breaks. We also enjoyed watching her play tag with her father around campus. Not only did she have fun in her off time, but she took class seriously and did a great job with the dog handling. Along with getting a dog during the 2 weeks, she celebrated her birthday with us. In the dorm rooms, I'm sure there were opportunities to play hide and seek with Heinz as she got to know her new companion. Heinz the third is a third dog that Meg Williams raised. She's described him as a happy boy that was very affectionate. We will now have her present the leash to Roxanne. I would now like to introduce Natalie for the next group of grads.
All right, I'm going to have Jake come up as well as Christy and Phyllis. Jake has earned the superlative of best bromance. The bromance between him and his new service dog was apparent from day one. During interaction time on those first couple of days, we would often have to interrupt the kisses between him and his new dog so we could move on to the next activity. Jake came to team training with his mom, Teresa, who has been fine-tuning her handling skills every day, taking the time to think through her game plan before executing the task at hand. Jake is looking forward to having his new service dog help soothe him when he's overwhelmed, and I know their bromance will only blossom when they go home. Jake has been matched with a loyal, affectionate dog named Cregan. Cregan was raised by Christy and Phyllis in South Carolina, and he was the 7th puppy they raised. We appreciate your continued support with us even as you moved out of our region, and thank you for raising such a sweet dog. You may now pass the leash off to Jake. And then next we'll have Catherine come up and Dakota. Catherine has been deemed most creative. Her love for crafting shined through as she lit up when she would talk about her current crochet and knitting projects, and we could see how happy she was when our first field trip was to Hobby Lobby. Just as much as she loves crafting, she's been loving getting to know her new service dog. Catherine had an instant connection when she first met her new dog, and even described her as me, but in dog form. Catherine and her mom, Kristen, have been working together wonderfully to learn how to handle her dog, and she's looking forward to her dog providing deep pressure when she's anxious. Catherine has been matched with a snuggly and playful, but also very bouncy dog named Minerva. Minerva was raised by Dakota, and she was the first dog she raised. Dakota, thank you for pouring all of your love into Minerva. You may now hand off the leash to Catherine. Next up is Jack and Christina. Katrina, sorry. Jack has earned the superlative most traveled. Not only did he travel across many states, but he also traveled across regions to attend team training. He came all the way from Florida with his parents, David and Gina, eager to receive his successor service dog. We had the pleasure of working with them when he received his first dog, and we were happy to have the opportunity to work with them again. Jack's superpower in class was that he was always quietly and quickly working through all the cues, and he and his dog are already figuring out their groove together. Jack has been matched with the calm and attentive Twix. Twix was raised by Katrina in Pennsylvania, and he was the first dog she raised. Katrina, thank you for all the time that you dedicated to Twix, especially while juggling the busy college life. You may now hand over the leash to Jack. All right, and then I'll have Dakota come up, and then Sherry and Larry. Dakota has been deemed most easygoing. When we were in the process of planning for team training, we proposed the idea of her coming a couple weeks early for a solo class, and she was quick to be on board. As we tried to figure out the details of what her class would look like, she was always game for whatever we suggested, including completing lectures and homework ahead of coming to class. Her easygoing nature carried on throughout class as she learned how to handle her new facility dog with grace, and she has a natural intuitiveness that put her and her dog off to a great start. They've already been working together as a team for about a month, providing positive interactions with Dakota's clients using skills like the retrieve and interactive cues. Dakota was matched with a sweet, gentle dog named Emerald. Emerald was raised by Sherry and Larry in Florida, and she was the 30th puppy they raised, and they're currently on puppy number 31. Sherry and Larry, we thank you for your longtime support of our organization, and thank you for all of the love and time that you put into the dogs that you raise. You may now hand off Emerald's leash to Dakota. And then now I'm going to have Colleen come up to present some more of our class.
All right, guys, can I call Sarah and Julia Nusa up, please? Sarah and her mom, Carrie, traveled from Pennsylvania to receive Sarah's second service dog, Nanny. From day one, Sarah charmed us all with her kindness, sweet nature, her habit of making everyone sound far more important by calling us Miss or Mr. So, so they were a clear choice to be the most likely to brighten everyone's day. Each day, Sarah and Carrie tackled training like seasoned pros, motivating Nanny to tug open heavy doors, retrieve Sarah's crutch, push accessible buttons, but Nanny's true talent might just be the bed cue. She commits to that one. Together, Sarah, Carrie, and Nanny make a fantastic team, and it's been so much fun watching them grow. Now to present Nanny, we want to recognize her puppy raisers, Julia Havey from Illinois, a dedicated longtime volunteer, and Lisa Skemp, who got her first puppy raising experience with Nanny. Their hard work gave Nanny the guidance she needed to become the remarkable service dog she is today. Lisa, you can now pass the leash to Sarah. Congratulations. Okay, we're gonna have Emma and Debbie come on up. And Chris, you're here. All right. Emma and her parents, Heather and Josh, came into team training with experience, patience, and a clear willingness to meet Emma's second service dog, Bosch, right where he was, quirks and all. Bosch arrived fully trained, highly skilled, and ready to retrieve anything Emma dropped, with one small caveat. If it has tape on it, it's going to need to be slowly and methodically peeled off with his front teeth. Now, was that part of his training? Not exactly. But Emma took that in stride, and that's why she earned the title, most likely to roll with it. Not just because she adapted, but because she gave Bosch the room to be himself while still getting the job done. Thoughtful, focused, and endlessly patient, his team was clearly meant to be. Heather and Josh were right there for her, always eager to learn, quick to adjust, and never short on humor, especially when Bosch added his own pizzazz to things. Now here to present Bosch are his volunteer puppy raisers, Debbie Sloan and Chris Iams. Debbie and Chris poured their time, care, and love into Bosch's early training. They gave Bosch the strong foundation that brought him here today. Thank you, Debbie and Chris. And you can now pass over the leash. All right, next up is going to be Julie and Vicky. Julie traveled from Indiana to receive her first service dog, Ian. She and Ian quickly became a standout team. Not just because Ian showed up every day with his now trademark pink lipstick kiss on his white forehead, but because Julie approached every challenge with honesty, humor, and a running commentary of, "Is that okay?" She earned the title of most likely to ask, "Is that okay?" after completely nailing it. With her dry wit and willingness to laugh at herself, Julie kept us all entertained. But beyond every laugh, she was quietly and confidently building a strong bond with her new partner. Julie is excited for Ian to help with retrieving her phone, picking up anything she drops, and even closing the dishwasher. And now here to present Ian is his volunteer puppy raiser, Vicki Schaefer from Missouri. Vicki poured her time, effort, and lots of love into raising Ian, and it shows in everything he does. It's clear Ian holds a very special place in her heart, and we're grateful for the strong foundation that she gave him. Thank you, Vicki. You can now pass over the leash. Congratulations. Okay, and now I'd like to call up Zach. Instructor Zach.
All right, let's have Mary and Connie and Bach come on out. Mary traveled all the way from the Kansas City area with her husband Ron for her very first Canine Companion service dog. Mary needed a dog that would pick up her glasses or phone when she dropped them. Mary needed a dog that would alert Ron from another room. Mary needed a dog that would happily walk 4 to 5 miles a day with her. Mary needed Earl. In class, Mary took every word in practice session to heart and grew to be a fantastic handler, earning her the most caring student superlative. The confidence and perseverance that Mary showed throughout class will help guide Earl through her world and help open up just a little bit more. Earl was raised by Connie and Bob Lunk, Ohio. After years of volunteering and puppy raising, they decided to retire from puppy raising, with Earl being their 29th and final dog. We thank them for their years of support. We will pass Earl's leash over now. All right, Margaret and Marty. Margaret came from Illinois with her husband, Eric, for her first Canine Companion service dog. During team training, we make a lot of jokes about how the dogs already know everything. It's the people we need to train. Margaret listened to all our feedback without any question. Hey Margaret, do this. Hey Margaret, try that. Hey Margaret, hold your horses. Margaret, voted most likely to take her dog off-roading, was matched with Paula, a hard-working little lap golden cross. She'll be picking up a variety of items for Margaret and will help make transferring a little easier. We're excited to see this team grow and hear all about their accomplishments. Paula was raised by Marty Marlotte from right here in Ohio. She's been a very familiar face on campus for years, helping with puppy raising, training lunches, or any other number of events. Thank you for all you've done, Marty. You may now pass Paula's leash on. All right, Jen and Chris. Jen and her husband Mark traveled all the way from Ohio to come to class. When one of our students couldn't make it due to personal reasons, we reached out to Jen the Friday before team training. 3 days later, Jen was sitting in class, bright-eyed, clad in pink, and ready to get her first service dog. Our best dressed student was filled with questions and a desire to do the right thing. When she was matched with Halani, we got more questions. But as she learned to work with Halani, we watched their bond grow into this unstoppable team. Halani will retrieve items for Jen at home, as well as bring different pieces of equipment to Jen when they're just out of reach. Halani was raised by Chris McHenry and family of Illinois. Chris and her family went above and beyond getting Halani ready for her new journey. Their work gave Halani an amazing foundation to build even more skills on. Thank you so much, and we now pass Halani's lead over to Jen. All right, and now I'm going to pass this over to Jen, our class speaker.
We'll see how this goes. Yes, I was a little late add-in, but I was so thankful to have the opportunity to be here and to speak today. My goal is to try not to cry, but yeah. So like Zach said, I'm Jen, and this is my dog Halani. And first and foremost, I'd be remiss without thanking the McHenry family and Canine Companions for providing me with the best service dog, Halani. Halani is everything I could have dreamed of and so much more. So thank you with all of my heart. Prior to receiving a very unexpected call from Canine Companions on April 25th, the Friday before training started, I had quite the journey getting to where I am today. So what I mean is that I wasn't supposed to be here. Just by chance, someone unfortunately couldn't arrange transportation, so Colleen and Tanya called simply because I live close by, about 20 minutes away. So where do I begin? As Robert Frost once said in A Road Less Traveled, we come upon two roads in life. Which one will I choose? I choose to take the road less traveled, where I get to choose the way I live my life. To learn from every adventure and to have a positive and encouraging mindset. The really neat thing about this experience is that not only will this make my life so much easier, but as an educator, I'll be able to teach many children about Canine Companions and spread the message of the value of a service dog. I'm also able to educate my students that people that are different from us shouldn't be looked at any differently than anyone else. We all have so many capabilities. It's hard to unfold the story of my life, the layers upon layers, but one thing is steadfast. God is great and has given me supernatural strength in life, and without Him, I never would have conquered all my obstacles. Through countless surgeries, a near mental breakdown, healing, disappointing news. I'm crying. Car accidents, burns. God was always on my side. He never left me and relentlessly kept me in His arms. For He knew the purpose in my life. I've always been active throughout my life in sports, volunteering, working with students. Nothing has seemingly brought me down. I'm also very stubborn. I refuse no for an answer. When I set my mind to something, I won't stop until my goal has been achieved.
So way back when I was in college in 2001, I thought running was this great idea. Until I started having neuropathy in my feet. So like other stories go, I went to an orthopedic surgeon who could fix my problem. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a researcher, I know nothing about bone structure. I was going to college to become a secondary social studies teacher. I took his word upon the recommendation of another doctor, and the best plan of action would be to surgically repair my right foot, and then once it was completely healed, move on to the left. Mind you, this was after trying orthotic devices, custom-made liners for my foot, braces. It wasn't, let's just jump right into surgery. In no way am I undervaluing what all people go through, because everyone has experiences, different grief, pain, trials and tribulations in their lives. This is just my story, and this is about overcoming all odds, coming out on top, and being mentally stronger than I ever could have imagined. This is how my journey led me to Canine Companions. After the surgery, my right foot healed, and my doctor moved on to the left. And oh, the left foot, let me tell you. 25 years later, 3 breaks, 10 surgeries, I electively decided to have my leg amputated. I needed to have abilities and get rid of my disability. So fast forward to December 2023, December 7th, a date that will live in infamy. So there's the social studies teacher in me. That's the day I had my left leg amputated below the knee. I have no regrets, and I have never looked back. After a fall in January 2024, yet another surgery, and a hematoma in May, another surgery, along with allergies to the liners in my leg, I was finally able to start walking on September 10th, 2024. So here I stand before you. It's been almost 8 months that I've been able to walk. So why are dates so important to me? I remember special days. November 19th, my son was born. April 28th, my daughter was born. No crying. September 1st, I was married. You get special days. And now I can add April 25th. The day I got the call from Canine Companions inviting me to training. And today, May 9th, graduation day, the day that has forever changed my life. I cannot adequately express in words the invigoration Canine Companions has given me. The people here are the best of the best. I couldn't have picked better people. I was fortunate to work with these people, but also found out some really cool things. Devin, being related to a person in Westerville where I teach, or JP, who works so hard to get the lawn cut for us. And then there's Colleen. She has so many cool talents, like training dolphins and sea lions, and her work with the people in the Navy. Some of us have some other ideas that she's just not telling us. So for all the people that have helped and will continue to help with breeding the puppies, the puppy raisers, the hundreds of volunteers, the people who write books, those who donate money, the trainers, all the people who work with Canine Companions in so many capacities, this day makes it all worth it. We are fortunate to receive these wonderful dogs at no cost due to the generous contributions of donors. These dogs, like Kalani, will help us in more ways than imaginable. Kalani has learned to retrieve my leg, so I don't have to crawl on the floor to go get it. She helps me open doors, turn on and off lights, although she can be a disco queen when she flips it back and forth. And one of the coolest things she does is that she goes to the bathroom on command. So no waiting outside on these cold and snowy Ohio rainy days. I could go on and on about Canine Companions, so if anything I've said has touched your heart and you feel compelled to do something with Canine Companions, please, please, please reach out. They will have a place for you. For those of you here and those of you watching on live stream today, this is life-changing. This is a true blessing, a priceless gift that will bring more help and happiness to many wonderful recipients than you could ever imagine. I would like to sincerely thank everyone who made this possible. You are amazing. You are my heroes. May 9th, a date I will never forget. Thank you.
All right, and now we're going to get a little bit of insight of what the last 2 weeks looked like for our students.
Afternoon, everyone. My name's Trevor Hardy, and I have the privilege of serving on the NCR Board of Directors. When Canine Companions came into my life over 20 years ago as a middle school student back in Virginia, I had no idea that an MS and POTS diagnoses were waiting for me in 2018. Had no idea that a talented group of puppy raisers in Cleveland, Ohio would reintroduce me to the greatest organization I've ever met. Had no idea that just 3 years and 3 months ago, I was sitting in the same seats as all these graduates to get matched with my dog, Tristan. Tristan has been a life-changing addition to my life. He has allowed me to remain employed full-time. I'm a lawyer. I get to assist individuals with disabilities every day by making the workplace more accessible. And when I flip that team screen on so people see what I'm talking about, they get to see him sitting behind me. It's brought a lot of independence to me, but that independence wasn't possible without a talented team of puppy raisers. Tristan's puppy raiser happens to be in Powell, Ohio, just north of here. But there's a team of hundreds of individuals across the country who support us in that way. Just like the donors and community members across the country, really across the world, who understand and know our mission, see its impact, and see the way that it changes lives like mine, like the graduates here, like the veterans, and all the people that come into contact with our dogs after we leave here today. I'm excited for you to join what I already know exists, and that's a stronger bond with Tristan, greater independence in my life, greater access, greater everything. Canine Companions means a lot to me because when I keep talking to people, I hear we come for the dogs, but we stay for the people. Because as you look around, you see a couple hundred people. That's just in one location. Throughout the country, groups this size are gathering to celebrate one of the happiest days of my life, which was on February 11th, 2022. I had to wear a mask for my entire team training due to COVID. And we all were very socially distanced in our pictures, but it didn't change that when I was standing back there listening to some of these stories, I was getting text messages from my classmates, updating me on recent things that happened in their life. So just know the community stays with you. It'll go on for years and years to come, and you'll have a great network of people ready to support you as you start what could be a very interesting part of your life. But I'm here to tell you it's one of the best I've ever had. I'm going to give some logistics to you before we start to get ready for our exit, but first, we ask that matriculating puppies and their raisers stay here in the room to meet their trainer. When you exit the parking lot today, please make sure that you drive in a counterclockwise pattern around the campus loop to avoid incident and keep everyone safe. I want to remind the crowd that today we have a volunteer appreciation event that starts at 3 p.m. in the great room. We invite all of our volunteers to stay and be celebrated today. For anyone interested in the tour, if you haven't gotten a chance to walk around this amazing campus and beautiful facility, feel free to stay around and meet Nancy Whetstone and Matt Levery near the fireplace in the great room after we exit. As the ceremony draws to a close, there's a lot to be grateful for. It takes a team to make 50 years of independence possible. To the puppy raisers who turned in puppies today, whether it's your first or your 31st. Thank you for raising and caring for the next generation of service dogs who deliver independence to people like me, to the graduates sitting here, and the 8,200 teams that have come before us. To the donors and volunteers who make this mission possible, thank you for investing your time, your money, your energy, your love, all that you have into making this mission possible. To today's graduating class, welcome to the best community I've been a part of. Thank you for trusting us to be part of your journey and to support you as you go out into the world to share our mission and to live a better, more independent life. I really can't get excited enough for what we're about to do, which is our celebratory clap out for our graduates. It's a great way for us to recognize you as you walk out into the world with your new service animal, ready to go out and conquer whatever's in front of you. Maybe by yourself, maybe with your family, maybe with other loved ones who are here to support you, or with an entire room, an entire organization ready to lend their support to you as well. So we're excited to send our graduate teams off in style with the celebratory clap out, so guests, please stay seated or near your seats or rise as we say one final farewell to the graduating class of May 2005.
Yeah.